were busy this week. You were rocking Madison Square Garden with the 12-12-12 benefit for Hurricane Sandy. That was fantastically long and wonderful.
I watched 2.5 hours from my couch.
Before you even had to show up on set.
No, we went. I'm smart enough to go on early, but even I left. I was home watching it on the couch for 2.5 hours. That was long.
That was a marathon of a concert.
You had to bring a lunch pail and a change of clothes.
Do you think they let people bring stuff in? No,
no, right,
not even close. They made bank that night.
Man, yeah.
How much money was raised? Do you know?
I heard it was over 50 million, which is twice what the Red Cross telethon did.
That was amazing.
Just in America.
Wow. That's so good.
It really is good. People have come together, and everybody feels like they are New York in our time of need.
Yeah.
They may say bad things about us behind our back or sometime in front of our back.
Yeah, that's true.
But in our time of need, everybody that, around the world, they have an affinity with New York.
And you weren't even here when the hurricane hit, right? But you came back right away.
Oh, right away. I didn't believe it because a year ago when they had Irene, I was sitting on the beach going, this is nothing. And this year I had to be in London. And so I went over and I watched the news and, your heart's in your throat and you're thinking, why am I working instead of being with my family? This is just not right. My family were here. They were downtown, blacked out, stayed the first 2 days in with no electricity. Fortunately, eventually got into a hotel. And then I was able to get back on the Thursday because, as you know, the airports were
closed. Yep, everything was flooded. You could swim.
Yeah, it took me till Thursday to get into New York. And then Friday we did the telethon, of course, and then by Saturday we started getting some of the electricity back.
That's great. How were people when you came back?
It was a tale of two cities. Downtown, as you know, was black. There was no life. Uptown, people were hailing cabs and going to restaurants.
Yeah.
So it was a strange dichotomy, and it was really a life lesson for you to understand. Next time you see a tragedy on television and you feel for the people in this situation, you go, oh, my heart goes out to them, and then you turn the channel and you forget. And that's what happens in the world. When you're in it and you're a part of it, you realize that these people in those places need your help, and they need your help tomorrow and the next day.
Well, they got a lot of it from you guys. Thanks for doing that. That concert was amazing.
It was amazing.
But the thing that I loved about that concert, too, is that even though it was such a serious thing, everybody kept it kind of light as well. So it was still fun to watch.
Yeah, this was different than the 9/11 concerts all those years ago. There was a much more joyous feeling of rebuilding and the idea that we were creating community again and people were getting to know their neighbors again or for the first time. It was a little different feeling than what happened on 9/11. Even though there was loss of property and there was loss of life, there was a different kind of feeling.
There was some stuff happening backstage that I wanted to ask you about. Questionable photos coming from backstage. Can we show that photo that we saw? That's the one. Now that's a lot of love going on backstage.
I stuck my tongue in his ear after that. I refer to him as Beatle Paul. Like I don't call you don't disrespect him enough to call him Paul, and you don't want him to you call him Mr. McCartney either.
Or Sir Paul.
And a lot of people call him Sir Paul. I call him Beatle Paul. I just can't get over that I know a Beatle.
Right?
It's unbelievable.
And that you licked a Beatle.
Yeah, I kissed a Beatle.
Did he like it?
Yeah.
Did he reciprocate?
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Now let's talk about this new album you have coming out.
Yeah, it's called What About Now? It's done. It's in the can. It's ready to go. Singles next month. It's called Because We Can. Is
that your rebellious song? Because we can?
Because we can. I like the commercials. Bon Jovi, Giant Stadium. Why? Because we can.
It's good to be the king, isn't it?
We've certainly earned that right. It's a big record. It's an anthemic Bon Jovi record, as you'd come to expect. But it's got a social underlying, and it's a post-first term Obama world that we live in, and that's a good thing. But it's still enough for the hope and the change. Now we got to start delivering on the promises, and we as a people have come out of that economic downturn, but there's a lot of work to go, and the songs are calling for that, but they're pointing a finger too and saying enough. It's time to really do something.
Are you going to do some cool videos? Like I was just saying in the break, we were obsessed with Bad Medicine. That video, still to this day, is like the coolest video ever made, I think.
In a world of TMZ, I could never make that video.
Times have changed, huh?
It was a lot of fun.
I'm sure that the footage that was not allowed in was even more fun.
You would have enjoyed yourself back in the 80s. I did. I tell you what's wonderful about this approach to technology. Our album cover, and it's going to be really hard to explain, but when you see it, trust me, it's never ever been done before. We are painted, literally painted, into the cover with the proper Bon Jovi app that's free and this and that. You point this app at the album cover. Not only does the paint come off of us, but we walk out of the album cover and then do an Abbey Road and walk off the album cover. It becomes 3D, and when you press the imagery, a different video for Because We Can 4 times, 4 different, completely different videos happen when you touch the imagery of the lyrical content. Like nothing you've ever seen
Like
before.
we can reach out and actually touch you.
You can see.
Oh my God, this is the best 3D ever!
So that technology is there now, and so album art, for me, meant everything. Sticky Fingers, Born to Run, you know, the great classic album covers of my day, when we used to hold them and imagine what rock and roll was about, you know, that all changed. Nowadays, they don't even give you a thumbnail print anymore if you buy it on iTunes. So we went back to thinking, what about art? And what is this? And with technology, created something fascinating.
I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
It's
John,
good.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you for
Fantastic. And he's not going anywhere because he's going to play. I love it. All right, you guys, his single, Because We Can, is going to be available January 7th, and his next album, What About Now, comes out this spring. Here he is performing Not Running Anymore. Please give it up for the one and only Jon Bon Jovi.
Bless me, Father, I have sinned. I'm not sure where to begin. I won't name names or where I've been, but I've been there and back again. No Hail Marys will save me. You learn to live with memories. He'll slip this C note up your sleeve. Just stay inside until I leave. I've been running, always running, never had both feet on the floor. Well, I've been running, always running. Now I ain't running anymore. The hands of time, they tick no more. Let darkness fall upon this shore. No waves to wash upon this shore. I wanna fight, but I lost the war. I've been running, always running, never had both feet on the floor. I've been running, always running. Now I ain't running anymore. Yeah, there were those who I had loved, who'd given or had given trust your patience and my luck. It wasn't love I didn't trust. It wasn't you or me or us. You shouldered ifs and ands and buts. It's not that way, okay? I've said too much. But I've been running, always running, never in, both feet on the floor. But I've been running, always running. Now I ain't running anymore.
Amazing. I love that song. Thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
that. All right, you guys, we'll be right back.